Hey guys, what's up? My name's Jackie, and hi! If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back because I've kind of been gone for a few weeks, but I am back and I am so excited to talk about all of the things, the books, the movies, the TV, like I'm just so excited. So, I thought I would film this video today, basically just talking about what I've been watching and what I've been reading. So yeah, I'm just all excited. So let's jump right in. Also, these are not in any sort of order whatsoever. That being said, the first thing I want to talk about is a book, and that is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Yes. So, if you guys don't already know, this book series, that's why it's missing from my shelf right here too. I'm sorry for those of you who this will drive crazy, because it's driving me crazy. If you don't already know, if you're new here, whatever the case may be, this is one of my favorite series. It is so good. I don't want to hype it up if you haven't read it, because that always ruins books for me. But I had low expectations going into this book, and I read it, and I fell in love. And the third book comes out March 13th. The day before my birthday, and I am just like, to say I'm excited about the new book coming out is like an understatement. I've mentioned this in previous videos. There was a contest basically where you submit to have your name be in, I believe, like a kill list or like a list of dead people in the last book, and I entered it, and I know I'm not going to be in it. I'm not being unrealistic. Like, I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, except they're already up really high. Anyway, I am being so crazy. So I am reading the first book and the second book again. I just picked this up yesterday, and I am already very far. Like, I didn't even forget how much I love these books, but I have been reading this, like reading this again. I think this is only the second time I've read it, and I remembered that I loved it, but like, you guys, I am falling in love with this book all over again. I hope the same thing happens with Gemina. I love it. I love it. Like, I've been laughing. I've been really upset. I've been emotional. It's like so clever and cool. I don't want to show you any pages because that is a big part of the book, and like, I think it could spoil things. But if you haven't picked up the series, please pick it up. It's so cool. So that is what I'm reading right now. Hopefully I can finish this in the next few days, and then I can just jump right to Gemina before the final book comes out on the 13th. I can't wait. It's almost a week away, and I am just so ready. I'm so ready. Yeah, so that's what I'm reading right now. Again, making my top shelf look even weirder. Another book that I have read this like month, recently, previously, lately, which is actually a graphic novel, is Volume 2 of Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer and Stephen maybe. Yeah, I flew through this in like 45 minutes. Like, I had no self-control. I was just excited to see all of my favorite characters from previous things. If you don't already know about this, it is after the fourth book in the Lunar Chronicles graphic novel continuation thing, and it's really fun and cute, and I've just really enjoyed reading it. And I don't read graphic novels, so it's also something I just look forward to because it's different and fun, and I had a really good time reading it. Yeah, so you should definitely pick it up if you haven't. And the other books that I've been reading lately are the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, and I finished The Lost Hero. I took a lot of notes on it. I could do a book talk. I planned on doing it, and then I just got caught up with things. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. If you're not, that's okay too. I might just do it anyway. But yeah, that was a really good book. And so I picked up the next book in the series, The Son of Neptune, and it's not in its jacket because I am currently reading this, and I'm actually pretty far. Dang, I'm pretty far. But I had to pause because I really want to read Illuminae and Gemina again before Obsidio comes out. But then this is what I'm gonna go run back to after. And I've kind of been like reading this, read a book in between, read this, read a book in between. Like, I think that's how I'm gonna go with the series. I read another book. What did I read? Okay, so unplanned, I just remembered some other books I read, and I'm just gonna talk about them. So I read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I think this is her first novel. Is this her debut? Yeah, this is her first novel, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the way it was written. It was not at all what I was expecting, and I really enjoyed that. Like, I think when books are able to like do something and not in a way that you expect. I don't know, I'm saying this weird, but like, I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was a super quick and easy read. There was a few parts that are, you know, a little adultish, but nothing like crazy. Definitely pick this one up. It's a really good, fun read. When summer rolls around, this is one I would definitely be thinking about picking up. Honestly, I don't even follow those rules. I just pick up books whenever I want. But if you're into that kind of thing, this would be a good book for that. And another book that I kind of forgot that I read, because I read it in like fragments over time, was The Sun and Her Flowers by, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but Rupi Kaur? Gosh, I'm so bad at pronunciation. But The Sun and Her Flowers, she also wrote Milk and Honey. It's like basically just a book of poems, but like written in a way where it flows so beautifully and broken into sections. I don't know. She's a fantastic poet to me. I love her. Her writing just like hits me right right in my heart, like when I read it. And that's why I don't read it all at once too, because you kind of like want to soak it in. I kind of read it in the sections because you kind of have to think about it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. If you like Milk and Honey, you'll like this too, I think. I don't know. I just thought it was beautiful, and it's just really nice and a good way to kind of wind down your day. Read a poem a night and it makes you feel good. I don't know. I just think it was a great way to like end my day. That's kind of what I would do. Read it at night, like before I went to bed. And it was just so beautiful and thought-provoking and brought me back to earth, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I really like her writing. Next, the movies that I watched. I did see Black Panther. I did go see it. I went in with really high expectations, and I still really enjoyed it. So that's great, because usually if I go see something and I have crazy high expectations, when I actually go and see it, it's a letdown. And that wasn't the case for me at all. Every character in that movie is like stunning. Like they are all gorgeous and so cool. Like I could rave about this movie all day. It was really fantastic. I won't spoil you or anything. I think you should see it if you haven't. I think it is amazing what they're doing. And just one thing I want to say that I don't think is a spoiler, I think it's okay to say, but if you're like, I literally don't want to know one thing about this movie, you can plug your ears. The Wakandan people have these badass female warriors, and they are literally the coolest things in the entire world, and I can't get over it. And one thing I really liked about how they did this movie was instead of them being awesome and all the men are like, wow, those women are awesome, like in every other movie, because it's such a shock for them to be badass warriors, it's like they are badass warriors and it's not a shock. It's like, of course, like they rely on the women just as if they're other people. I just thought it was like really refreshing that it wasn't like, oh my gosh, these women are badasses, that's crazy. Like it was just like, of course they are, they're so cool. Like, I don't know. It makes sense in my head. I don't know if it's coming across, but I just thought it was really well done. It was really cool how awesome every single person in this movie was. Like, it was really cool to watch. I actually saw it twice. So, after seeing Black Panther, I was hanging out with one of my friends, and like, I don't know why, we were in the theater, and I just turned to him, and I was like, I really want to watch Iron Man, like, after this. So then we left, and we watched Iron Man, and that movie is really good, too. Like, I've been sleeping on Iron Man. I forgot about it. Like, I really enjoyed it when it first came out, and it's always been, like, one of my favorites, but Iron Man is so good, and Tony is so cool and funny. If you haven't seen Iron Man, you totally should. I'm pretty sure we are, like, on the edge of about to watch like every Marvel movie before Infinity Wars, so that's probably gonna happen. I would definitely check that out if you haven't watched Iron Man yet. It's fun. Even if you're not into like action hero, superhero-ish movies, I think you can still watch it. It's really fun. It brings up real issues. It's cool. And like Robert Downey Jr. is just hilarious. If you saw his tweets too with like the Marvel universe about the Infinity Wars coming out, like I did too, and it was really funny and awesome, and I just love that. Another movie I watched that was like kind of random was Meet the Parents with Ben Stiller, and I really enjoyed that. It was funny. I hadn't really seen it since I was little, so that was kind of fun to watch. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't like bad. Like it was like a nice in the middle. Like I think of it like when I talk about these things, it's like a good background movie. Like you could watch the whole thing and it's really fun, but you could like watch it while you're kind of doing something else, and that would be okay too. You wouldn't get lost, like you'd still enjoy it. So I thought that was good. Another movie that I watched was Wedding Crashers. This is also one I hadn't seen in a while, and I don't know, I thought it was pretty funny. Like there were some weird parts and stuff, but I love Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams and Bradley Cooper. Like, oh, in that movie he is so funny and weird, and yeah. Anyway, I thought it was really fun. I laughed a lot. It was a good time. So that's just another fun like comedy you can kind of just throw in there if you're bored or like, what do I watch? And it's on Netflix. So hop on Netflix. I think all of these that I'm mentioning, aside from the ones in theaters, are on Netflix or Hulu. I know Iron Man's on Hulu. I know Meet the Parents and Wedding Crashers is on Netflix. Black Panther's in theaters. And then the last movie that I can remember is 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which is one of the nominees for Best Picture, I believe, right? I don't know. I did a bad job of following everything this time, but it was an interesting movie. It was intense. I mean, it was a good movie. Like, I would say it was a good movie. And it's just like, you have to be in the mood for something like that for sure, which I happened to be at the time. It was a lot. It was good though. Like I definitely liked it. It was definitely like moving and intense and frustrating. Ooh, and there's parts that just like, it's So that's definitely an interesting one. I don't know how you could check that out. I don't know if it's still in theaters or if it's like online now, like on iTunes or whatever, but I'm sure there's a way for you to see it. It's not like a favorite or anything, but it was good. It was good. It was just like, it's weird calling movies that are so intense good, but you know what I mean by that, I think. All right, so moving on to TV shows. So I have been watching a decent amount of TV, and it's kind of been taking over the books a little bit. That is mainly because I'm just in school and my schedule's been kind of crazy. One of the ones I've been watching is Friends. I finished it already. I've seen it before, so you can't spoil me with anything, but, you know, be careful of spoiling other people. Obviously, I think it's a good show. It's fun. It's funny. It's like Meet the Parents. It's on Netflix. In that it's like a good background show, especially if you've seen it. Like, you could literally play any episode. You could watch them out of order. I mean, if you watched it backwards, that would be weird. Interesting idea. Yeah, it's one of those shows where you can kind of watch it and, like, it's fine. Like, you don't need to watch it. I think it's best if you watch it in order, obviously, because you see the storylines. It's just a good background show, too. You don't have to pay, like, really close attention to be following. There's, like, serious parts, of course, as in any show, but it's funny, it's fun, it's a great show. I mean, it's Friends. If you haven't heard of it by now, kudos to you. I don't know how you've done that. Like, good job. But you've heard of it now, so check it out for sure. It's just like a nice one. And especially when you finish a show, for example, Grey's Anatomy, one of my favorites, if you like finish as in catch up to live TV and can't keep binging, and you get to that point and you're like, what do I do now? Like, you ever finish a show and you're like, what did I do before I watched this show? I don't know. Like, Friends is a good thing to throw on and just watch. Another show I watched is The Office. I also finished that. I swear, I've watched The Office like 10 times, like a crazy amount at this point. I think it's one of the best shows ever. Like, I really like it. It makes me laugh so hard, but it still has good stories, and you can, like, it's really fun to watch. If you're gonna try it out, definitely get past at least the first season, because that's like not even what The Office is. Like, that was like their demo, like, pilot season, so they didn't even know if it was gonna be picked up. I think it's only 6 episodes. Like, I'm pretty sure they're 20 minutes each, so if you wanted to, you could sit down and watch it for, math is hard, 2 hours and be done with the first season. So definitely, like, give it a try if you're going, like, at least get through, I mean, watch all the seasons, and that's giving it a try, but get to like season 2 and watch some of that to really get a feel if you like the show. I think it's amazing. I think it's so funny. I can watch any episode at any time, and yeah, I really like it. I think it's a classic. I think it's a great show, so like, definitely check it out. That's another show that you can watch when you feel like you don't know what to do. So another show that I started and I'm not done with, like, at all, like, I'm in like season 2 or 3, and it makes me laugh. Let me just explain. It's Scrubs, the show Scrubs. It's like good and it's funny, and I'll find myself laughing, and I like the kind of like inner monologue thing and all that, but there's no real big storyline for me that has been able to keep me like hooked through it so far. So it's like, I could watch it and not watch it and it's fine. Like, it's not one of those shows where, like, when I'm not watching it, I'm thinking about it and like, oh, I can't wait to watch it when I get home. Like, I can watch something else. And I think if I keep watching, like, I can get more into it and won't have that problem. But for now, that's kind of been my thing. I just haven't been able to, like, I haven't gotten that, like, obsession by any means. It's one that I could easily fall out of, and, like, that's kind of happened. So I, like, kind of slowed down, and I started watching New Girl again, because one of my friends has been watching it, so I was like, oh yeah, I like that show. And I realized that it got renewed for a 6th season, which will be its final season. I've seen all the episodes that are out so far, but, like, I haven't watched them in a long time, and it's on Netflix and Hulu, so I was like, you know, might as well watch it, might as well get caught up before the last season starts, so I'm watching that again. It is just as funny as I remember, and, like, fun and quirky. It is such a cute show. Again, it's on Netflix, and then I think the most recent season is only on Hulu. I think it's so funny and fun, and definitely one you should check out. But yeah, that is it for this video. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy to be filming again and talking about all these things that I love. I could talk about it literally for hours. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, because I am back and I'm making videos, and I'm so excited to be making them. Hit the little bell icon too, so you know whenever I upload videos. All of my social media stuff is down below if you want to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me and just, like, you know, hanging out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!